Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends and lovers of cinema and fashion, thank you for gathering with me today. It is my pleasure to share with you a deep and thoughtful reflection on a moment that beautifully merged couture, culture, and the magic of film. The appearance of Jenna Ortega at the opening of the 22nd Marrakech International Film Festival, a night that was as much about heritage, global cinema, and creative exchange as it was about red carpet glamour. In this speech, I will walk you through her look, the significance of every detail, including a necklace with a meaningful quote, some context about the festival and its jury, and what this moment meant on both a personal and symbolic level. Let's begin.
I declare the 22nd edition of the Marrakech International Film Festival open.
Second, structure over softness. The halter column design, the sharp lines, the peplum. This isn't a flowing fairy tale dress. It's architectural, intentional. As a jury member, Jenna isn't just walking down a carpet. She is presenting herself as a person of considered taste, capable of discerning and weighing artistry. The cut echoes the discipline, precision, and sculptural thoughtfulness of cinema itself. On the evening of November 28, 2025, the 22nd edition of the Marrakech International Film Festival opened its doors in the enchanting city of Marrakech, a city steeped in history, culture, and cinematic ambition. The festival brings together artists, filmmakers, actors, and cinephiles from around the world, offering a space where cinema becomes a meeting point of cultures. As attendees walked the red carpet, there was a palpable sense of anticipation, not only for the films to come, but for the energy of global dialogue, a crossroads of stories, voices, styles. Among the most awaited arrivals was Jenna Ortega, showing up not just as an actress, but this year, as a member of the festival's official jury alongside Karim Ainouz, Brazilian-Algerian director and screenwriter, Hakim Belabis, a respected Moroccan filmmaker, Julia Ducournau, celebrated French director and screenwriter, Payman Mahdi, Iranian actor and director, Celine Song, Canadian filmmaker, screenwriter, and producer, Anya Taylor-Joy, actress known globally, bringing her own artistic sensibility. When Jenna entered the red carpet, she turned heads, and for all the right reasons. She wore a black halter-style gown, a masterclass in structured elegance that played with form, silhouette, and subtle boldness. Here are some of the defining features of the dress. The gown featured a sculpted halter column build, with sharp angles, giving it architectural precision rather than flowing softness. The bodice had an asymmetrical V-cut neckline, which added a modern edge to the classic halter style. The waist was accentuated with a satin-framed waistline, which then pushed into a sculpted peplum, a subtle structural flourish that gave the outfit a dramatic yet refined contour before the fabric dropped into a long, straight skirt. From the back, the gown was fully backless, with a cutaway panel extending to the lower waist, a design choice that underscored both boldness and elegance. At the hem, she wore a pair of black Roker Highbury boots, which were all but hidden by the long skirt when standing still, but visible as she walked, adding a subtle rebellious flair to the overall look. In sum, the dress merged classic Hollywood-length black tie elegance with modern couture sensibilities, structured, bold, and quietly daring. It didn't rely on sparkles, loud prints, or flamboyant accessories. Instead, it used silhouette, cut, and contrast to make a statement. Why this dress, and why tonight? First, black. The color speaks. In many cinematic red carpet appearances, black evokes timelessness, sophistication, sometimes even a nod to film noir or gothic undertones. For Jenna, whose career includes edgy, genre-bending roles, black is almost a signature. Choosing a structured black gown as part of the jury signals seriousness and gravitas. Third, understated drama. The backless cut, the boots, which have a 19 centimeter heels and a platform of 10 centimeters, the minimal ornamentation. These details hint at a daring streak, a subtle rebellion against traditional red carpet extravagance. Instead of sequins or exuberant color, the drama lies in the silhouette and attitude. In many ways, it mirrors the ethos of a film festival: substance over spectacle, art over glitz. Finally, diplomacy and respect. Being in Marrakech, in Morocco, in Africa, for the first time wearing a respectful, elegant, and modest yet bold outfit could also reflect sensitivity to a diverse international cultural context. The gown communicates respect for the formality of the occasion, while also embracing a global cinematic language rather than a purely Western red carpet show-off. Now, let's talk about a detail of immense emotional and symbolic resonance: her 18-karat gold necklace calligraphy choker that recites the famous verse of the Egyptian poet Abdul Ma, بين ألف ضحكة وضحكة رحمن الأبنودي بعشق ضحكتك من بين ألف سكة وسكة بختار سكتك. Among the laughter of many, it is your laughter that I cherish, and among numerous paths, it's yours I choose. This piece features delicate Nubian influences portrayed in its geometric edges and is adorned with diamonds. On a personal level, wearing a quote like that suggests a sentiment of devotion, loyalty, perhaps to someone who matters deeply or to her own chosen path. It signals a sense of belonging. Among many faces, she cherishes that one laugh. Among many roads, she chooses a particular one. In the context of the festival, it could be read as a tribute to cinema itself. Among countless films, paths, she chooses the unique stories that speak to her. Among many voices and laughs in the world, she cherishes the laughter that resonates with authenticity. It becomes a quiet manifesto. I choose meaningful art. I choose sincerity. For Jenna herself, as an actress and now a juror, this red carpet moment marks a transition. From being evaluated to evaluating, from walking into frames to judging frames. The choice of such a bold yet respectful dress suggests she understands the weight of this new role. Tonight, as I imagine Jenna Ortega walking down that red carpet, the flash of cameras, the murmur of admiration, the global eyes on Marrakech, I see more than a celebrity moment. I see a convergence of worlds. Hollywood glitz and African heritage, the personal and the universal, a young actress and a global jury, couture and cinema. Her black halter gown, structured, confident, graceful, was more than a dress. It was a statement of identity, of respect, of creative purpose. The imagined necklace with the tender quote turned fashion into poetry. And her presence among such a distinguished and diverse jury reaffirmed cinema's power to unite across nations, languages, and cultures. So let us raise a glass, metaphorically, to cinema, to bold but thoughtful fashion, to first impressions that speak louder than words. And let us warmly welcome the new edition of the Marrakech International Film Festival, with open hearts, open minds, and the promise of stories yet to be told. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and catch you next time. Bye.
There is weirdly charm in the human condition, and also just like us as humans, we have a tendency to always, when you look back at our history, we just always take things too far, and I think it's very easy to be terrified. I know I am in times like this of deep uncertainty, and it kind of feels like we've opened up Pandora's box in a way. But we were talking about this a little bit yesterday as a group, getting ready to open the festival, about how in these, difficult times and confusing times, oftentimes it pushes the artist to speak out more, to do more, for there to be this new awakening and passion and protection, and I want to assume and hope that that is the case, but there's certain things that AI just isn't able to replicate. And yes, there's beautiful and difficulty, and there's beautiful and mistakes, and a computer can't do that. A computer has no soul, and it's nothing that we would ever be able to resonate with or relate to. And I think, I don't want to assume for the audience, but I would hope it gets to a point where it becomes sort of mental junk food AI and looking at this screen, and then suddenly we all feel sick and we don't know why, and then that one independent filmmaker in their backyard, you know, maybe comes out with something and it releases this new excitement again. I think sometimes, as terrible as it is to say, I think sometimes people need to be, our audiences need to be deprived of something in order to appreciate something again.